Hello and welcome to SCAN's Community Connections. I'm your host, Tom Hayes. During the day, my day job is Director of Customer and Community Relations for New Jersey Natural Gas. But for today, I'm your host of SCAN's Community Connections. It's a wonderful program where we talk to local folks that are doing a great job in the community. And today is no exception. We actually have two wonderful guests with us from the Beacon of Life organization. First, we have Megan Sheridan, who's the Center Director. Hi, Megan.
Meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. And then we also have Michelle Buccheri, who's the Director of Marketing at Beacon of Life. And Michelle, welcome to you too.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Okay, very nice meeting you both. So Michelle, we're going to start with a question for you. If you can just sort of help us, explain what the Beacon of Life so that we know and so our viewers know what the organization does and what you're all about.
So Beacon of Life is the PACE program of Monmouth County. We're located on Fort Monmouth in Oceanport, New Jersey. We have a 25,000 square foot facility. And our goal is to service seniors 55 and older that wish to remain in the community. So we put a lot of services into place to make sure that they're staying at home and eliminating the need for them to go into institutional care, such as like a nursing home, assisted living, or the hospital. So we prevent that by providing them care within their home.
Okay, and you said you're on the old Fort Monmouth property. Is that correct?
We're the old Patterson Hospital.
The old Patterson Hospital. Okay. How long have you been on that site?
So it's been this site has been about 5 years we've been open here. Me personally, I've been here 2 years.
Okay, great. Very good. And then Megan, I guess if you wouldn't mind, I know Michelle mentioned the PACE program, but for our audience, would you be able to kind of describe what that PACE program is a little bit and let us know?
Sure. So PACE stands for the Program for All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. It was started by the Asian community in California in the 1970s, and their belief was that they wanted to keep their elders home. It's a nationwide program regulated by Medicare and Medicaid. Currently, there are 272 PACE programs in the United States. 6 of them are in New Jersey. We are soon to open up a 7th program in Lakehurst, which is in Ocean County. We are fortunate to have, a PACE program in Monmouth County to care for the elderly, because we are very unique in the fact that we are the provider and we're also the insurance company. We are covered 100% through Medicare and Medicaid. So our participants, the people who enroll in our program are called participants. They never have to pay out of pocket for any type of medical expenses at all. And if somebody does not have Medicaid, they can definitely still talk to us, and we will help them apply, do the application, assist with the application to get the Medicaid at no cost for the participant.
Wow. Okay. That's great. And I do love the concept of, folks being able to be home as long as they can. I think that's admirable work and, a goal, I think, for most of us that have elderly folks within our family. We like to do that. Most people want to be in their homes. So that's great that you guys are involved in that way. And so Michelle, who is eligible for the PACE program?
So to qualify for the program, it's anybody that lives in Monmouth County. So we service all of Monmouth County. We don't currently go outside of Monmouth County. Anybody that's 55 and older and needs assistance at home. So anybody really within Monmouth County that's 55 and older is eligible for our program. They do need to have some criteria, but we will assess them for that.
Okay. And do they just, do folks just sort of come to you and asked to be part of the program, that sort of thing? Or, is it through the hospitals or is it a myriad of ways that they get a hold of?
So we can get a referral from anywhere. A lot of it is community based. We're very well known within the community. I think in Monmouth County, people see our buses. They know a friend who's in our program. So we can get, a referral from a friend. We can get someone from the hospital. It really can be from anywhere. Everyone knows someone that needs help, and nobody really does want to go into a facility. So people always think of us when, someone gets to that point in their life where they want some preventative care.
Very good. And also another question for you, Michelle, is like, what services do you provide at the Beacon of Life?
So we really do provide all-inclusive care. So it ranges from, your head to your toes. And the way it works is if you need it, you get it. So when somebody enrolls in our program, we have what's called a care plan that our IDT team or our interdisciplinary team comes up with for them after their assessment. So they come up with, care based on what their needs are. So some of those things include our day center. So we have a full day center that people can come in, they get breakfast and lunch, do activities, go on bus trips, shopping trips. It's a little bit different now with COVID. We can maybe talk about that a little bit more later in the segment. But we have also transportation to and from their homes to the center, to medical appointments. We have that physical and occupational therapy. We have a full clinic with doctor, 3 nurse practitioners, nurses, and aides that are able to assist them. We have dietary and nutritional counseling. We have social services. We have home care. So the list goes on and on. I mean, really, we manage all of their medical care to make sure they're getting the best possible care that they need. We even provide their medications to them. So it doesn't end. If they need it, we'll put it into place for them. And that's something that's so great about our program, is that we have this IDT team that really knows our participants and can put together a plan to keep them living safely at home. We're also available 24/7 to our participants. We always have somebody on call that's able to help them if they have any needs.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful, because health and illness and sickness doesn't have a watch, right? So it can happen at any time of the day. So that's good to know that 24-hour care is available, or at least somebody to be able to connect with. Because a lot of times people don't know what to do with their particular issue at that moment. And sometimes maybe it's important that they get to a hospital or get some additional care or have somebody help them out in some other way. So to be able to get a hold of somebody at any hour of the day is impressive. That's really a good thing. And Megan, as Michelle had kind of alluded to a little bit before, there's been some issues obviously related to COVID. Our whole world, every one of us, I'm sure, has been affected by it in one way or another. So, how has it affected your organization, and what kinds of things had to be done because of COVID?
Yeah. So in March of 2020, when the whole world shut down, the Department of Health also shut down our day stay center. So we had to shift to a home-based model. And this was a huge change for us. We were used to bringing our participants in, and now all of a sudden we had to figure out how to keep them safe in their homes with the services that we provide, and with our goal of still keeping them out of the nursing home. So what we did was we still had our providers, our nurses, and our administrators on call 24/7. Our transportation was still up and running. We safely distanced our participants in the buses, and we were able to still provide rides to medically necessary appointments. Some were at Beacon of Life, some were specialists on the outside. Our dietary staff recognized participants, they may need meals at the home, so we did provide meals at the homes for our participants as well. We had our home care staff also going into the home. We had our aides to still help get our participants, showered, dressed, ready for the day. We had our nurses in there doing RN assessments on them as well. We also had our recreation, and of course, we always made sure that they had the proper PPE in order to enter the home. That's personal protective equipment, such as gowns and masks. We had our recreation department that also was able to provide entertainment to our participants virtually with activities. So we did a lot of calls, bingo on the phone, things like that. We sent supplies to their homes. If they're into art, we sent that to their house. We visited through the window. We did the best we can to make sure that they had something to do during that tough time. We had social workers calling our most vulnerable participants, checking in on them, making sure they were okay. We had our licensed clinical social worker counseling them through the phone, making sure that they didn't have any type of decline, making sure that their mental health was taken care of. We had our physical and occupational therapists that continued to do a great job. They went to their homes, made sure they didn't have a physical decline. If possible, they were able to give them remote exercises to do through like a YouTube video or something like that they were able to provide them. Maybe it was on paper for them to do regularly so they didn't have a physical decline. We had our Beacon nurses providing medication management in the home. So while a lot of the times we gave medication here at the facility during non-COVID times, now all of a sudden we had to make sure that their medications were managed in the home and that they were actually taking their medication. So we had the nurses out there doing medication management on our participants, so there wasn't a decline in their health as well. We made weekly phone calls to our participants, making sure that they were okay, making sure we, met their needs at the home. We did a lot just to make sure that everything that we provided them before COVID was still provided to them at home. And we did a great job preventing hospitalizations and nursing home placements during that time. We also have been holding vaccination days for our participants. We had a vaccination day here that was very successful. And we've also had a vaccination day done at a different location that was able to provide vaccinations to a lot of our participants as well. A lot of our participants have chosen to get vaccinated that were willing to do it. And we've done a really good job just trying to protect everyone during this time. We're very fortunate to say that we have not had any COVID-related deaths for our participants, including our participants and our employees during this time. So we're very happy to say that because we really have worked hard to keep everyone healthy.
That's good. And that last point you made is important.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this whole time, the, nursing homes and care organizations got slammed with some folks,
Yes.
not being so good and a lot of people getting sick. So kudos to you and your team for doing that. We only have a few seconds left, but if somebody wanted to reach out and find out more about your services or support you in some way, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
If somebody's interested in enrollment, they can reach out to our enrollment department. They could call us at any time, and then we'll come out and do an intake with them and then schedule their assessments. And we enroll the first of every month. So there's always an opportunity to enroll in Beacon.
That's great. Well, both Megan and Michelle, it's been a pleasure. This time flies when you got so much good information to give. I appreciate it. I know our viewers have learned a lot. Again, thank you for your time spending with us here at SCAN. And to our viewers, thank you for watching SCAN's Community Connections. We are going to take a quick commercial break and hope you come back after the break.
At the Save Green Project from New Jersey Natural Gas, we're bringing you rebates and incentives, including 0% APR financing, right on your natural gas bill to help make energy efficiency affordable. And with the possibility of no upfront costs and special incentives for moderate income customers, investing in equipment upgrades doesn't have to be out of reach. Go to SaveGreenProject.com for details on available rebates and incentives to help you upgrade to energy-efficient HVAC and water heating equipment. You could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in incentives for seal-up and insulation fixes. In the long run, you could be saving money on your energy bills too. Visit us at SaveGreenProject.com. That's SaveGreenProject.com.
Hello and welcome back to SCAN's Community Connections. We're here for the second segment of the program. We've got another wonderful guest to interview. His name is Anthony Petruzzi, and he's the president of the Raine Foundation. And really, Anthony, it's great to have you. I know your organization does great work, and it's an honor to have you here to be able to do an interview.
Thank you, Tom. It's an honor to be here, and I'm glad to have this time to talk with you.
Yeah, that's great. And our viewers and our members at SCAN, always love to learn more information about all the great organizations out there in the community, and as I do as well. So let's start with this. Tell folks what the Raine Foundation is, and what you do and why it is so important.
So first of all, our acronym is Reaching All in Need Every Day. So it tells you a little bit that we're out there trying to help people. We're a 501c3, and we're a volunteer-based organization. And what we try to do is we try to help families in crisis with an emphasis, on children. So we're in it for children. Children is such an underserved population, and they're dependent on everybody in their lives and their community, and adult problems sometimes become their problems. So we want to be out there, make sure we have the opportunity to affect them in a positive way, because at the end of the day, we feel that children are the way to change the world. One step at a time in our own little way, we could affect, teach, show and model the proper behaviors and things that we want to see, our vision of the world. We could, find a way to present it through them, and then let them take the lead. So there's a lot of things that we do within our organization. It's not just, helping one family, but it's also influencing, that family, and those people within it. So we could have a pay it forward mentality, so, we're trying to do it on a lot of different ends.
That's great. And as you say, a lot of times, sometimes families aren't quite as equipped as you'd like them to be to handle life and handle taking care of children and all the different pressures. And none of us know exactly what's going to happen each day in our lives, right? And our families. So being able to help people not only in an immediate moment, but to help them sort of step up in life a little bit in general is a great asset and a great thing to do. So, kudos to the Raine organization for being there in many different levels and in many different ways to help.
And that's why our term families in crisis, it's a very general term, because we try to help out in any way that we can. And a crisis for one might not be a crisis for another, but still it's a need, and it's something that, whenever you're asking for help or wherever you're looking for help, we want to be able to be a part of it. You see the umbrella, and it matches up so much with what we're doing, because, as an option, we might not be the most stable option, but when we can get you from point A to point B, and what we try to do, protect in a certain way to make sure that it's not as bad when you're caught in that rainstorm. We're going to try to help you not get wet. Try to keep you dry, try to protect you until you can get it proper, into your house or into your car, as a metaphor, so to speak. So,
Yeah,
we ask people to try to lean on us, and we like to be there for them.
that's great. That's great. Now, what are some of your favorite stories about the Raine organization, what you do, and really how has it impacted you personally?
When you start and volunteering with us, you start seeing right away how we're able to affect the community. And some of our biggest things that we do are during the holidays, and a lot of times we like to concentrate on the holidays, because people get emotional during the holidays when they if they don't have something or they lost someone. So to be there for them during those times. I mean, our Thanksgiving, our Christmas, I myself have gone out as a Santa Claus, and just to see the way that the kids react to you, the letters that they write to you, the stories are really not so much in what has happened to the individual, but how they react to you. I've seen a mother, clamp on to our owner, our founder, Patty Dickens, and not let go, because she was so grateful, the hug, the embrace, the smile in a child's, eyes. And, we've had that through our experience with Hurricane Sandy. We've had that through this last year with COVID, whether it was a house fire, or whether it's just helping somebody turn back on their lights so their kids could do their homework and, access their computer. You see such, people are gracious and they're humbled, and they're so appreciated, about what we're trying to supply for them, that makes you feel good inside. So it's like, you want more of that, so as my experience, I'm trying to take the emotion from the others, and it kind of warms your heart, and it makes you feel good. It's like food for the soul. So I think sometimes it has more impact on us than it might have on them, or because it motivates you to want to do more.
That's great. And I know your events, you have a lot of volunteers at your events helping out. How do you get all the volunteers to help you out?
And again, I want to mention, our founders, Matt and Patty Dickens, because, from when they started this in 2001, the Raine Foundation is really sewn into the community. It's in the fabric of just, what we're trying to accomplish, which is making individual, relationships, and over a period of time, it's word of mouth, or it's the experience that they had before, and then they bring a friend. So, it's a shame because sometimes through through tragedy, through those tough times, you don't want to be, you don't have to go through them, but there is a silver lining at the end sometimes. So, we have just continued to build, we like to say an army of volunteers, because we've been able to help so many people. And some of our best stories are the fact that, like, previous clients, people that we have helped, they come back and volunteer themselves and their time, become trustee, members of our board and stuff like that. So that's really special, because you understand that you've been able to, make a mark in their lives, and then they want to be able to pay it forward and do it for someone else. So those are some of the best stories that we have. But it's really the fact that we've been there. We've been something that people can rely on. We've built those individual relationships, and it's kind of taken off because now there's a pay it forward mentality, within the community.
Yeah, I think that's also great when you have somebody who's been down on their luck and has had to come and get some help from an organization, and then they're there to help others. Like, there's probably an easier connection right away with that person to say, all right, you've been in my shoes, you know what this is about. Because like most of us, I'm sure, if you have to ask for help, it's a little embarrassing, or you're uncomfortable with it. It's not something you normally do, whatever those reasons are. But when you have somebody who's been in your shoes, literally in your shoes, with exactly the same organization, like that, I think that goes a long way to help people feel more comfortable about the situation that they're in, and know that, hey, I'm not here just as a beggar. I hit a moment, I hit a low spot, or something tragic has happened in my family, and I just really need some help right now. Right. So I'd imagine that's really important.
It is important, and it's never just a one-to-one thing with us, so like you said, some people might not want to, reach out to us on their own, but their next door neighbor or their, family friend, and then they become part of the solution as well, and then you're affecting a family in crisis, and then that includes their children, and then, that's how it exponentially takes off with how many people you can touch, and, who could we get to help, just benefit.
Yes, that's really, I think it just goes a long way. I just think it's wonderful, the work that you do. And to that end, like, how important it is, you're helping a lot of people, but what is it that really drives you to succeed with the Raine organization?
Just, talking about adult problems, and thinking about, we're not a perfect society, by any means, but I think we could all do our little part within the community. So, we feel like we're community leaders. We feel like we can model, the proper behaviors and the things that you would want to, the characteristics you would want to pass down to your children, and that's why children are so important, because they're moldable, you're able to mold them, and they start off, we're all resilient, courageous, almost like selfless, always people pleasing when we're children. And somehow, the world hardens us a little bit, and I really think that part of our drive is just to, again, maybe just get out the vision that we have at the Raine Foundation and try to put that and inspire that into somebody else's mind, so there is a little bit more of a give back. Because like I said before, I really think when you give, it's you're getting back so much more, you're getting back so much more. And I think community service and, service to your neighbor is something that people just have to try to make time for. We're busy in our lives, and, sometimes you don't have time to go to the gym, or you don't have time to read the book. And, the studies show that, you work on your health that way, it makes you more productive. I think it's the same way for your soul, and your moral values. You might not feel like you have time to volunteer, or you can't do anything, but there's always something that we can do. And I would like to try to get more people out, more young leaders, to be part of our organization. And that kind of, it inspires me. That's what I'm trying to do. And I just know the more people that we get out with good hearts and intentions, we could affect so many more people that don't have it as good as we do.
Yes, that's a good point. And I agree with you. Trying to get, more young people involved at an early age just makes the world a better place for all of us. They understand better. When they run into a bump in the road themselves, they'll be better prepared. They'll know there's people out there to help them. It just makes people have a better moral fiber when they're involved in helping others. It's kind of why we're here on this earth, I would say.
Absolutely.
And then finally, like, what are your future needs and what can others offer to the Raine organization?
They could offer their time. They could offer what they can offer. We say, if you have $1, give $1. If you have an hour, give an hour. We're all in different spots. And we're looking for leaders, people that have the ideas that can affect their communities. We're looking for young people with a high emotions and high intensity and people that want to go out there and make a difference. So we're looking for all that.
Right.
And I just think that people should reflect on the idea that, do what you can and do it as best as you can for as long as you can, and you'll make a difference.
That's great. And finally, just if people want to reach out to you quickly, what's the best way to get a hold of you to help or support and all that?
You could take a look at us at rainefoundation.com. That's our website. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. So rainefoundation.com would be the best way to get in touch with us.
Great. Well, Anthony, thank you very much for your time. It's very informative. Love the Raine organization. I wish you the best of luck going forward. And again, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for this opportunity. It's really appreciated.
Very good. And to our viewers, thank you for watching this episode of Community Connections. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks to all our members of SCAN. Take care now.